Trends to leave in 2020. 2020 has been a chaotic year. I've heard a lot of people saying it's like a bad movie with a great soundtrack, and I couldn't agree more. Aside from all the global chaos and life-altering things that are out of our control, there are some things I feel should be left in 2020. Realistically, I would leave almost everything behind this year, besides the music. But nonetheless, let's hop right into it. Sixnine. Sixnine's music has been an odd trend, one that has constantly waned and peaked in popularity and hatred. But 2020 finally seemed to be the year that put the nail in the coffin. People are fed up with Sixnine, and he can't blame anyone but himself. When you build your entire career off of ignorance and idiotic controversy, it's bound to crash and burn at some point. And 2020 appeared to be the year it finally happened for him. His albums and singles famously flopped. His controversial prison release could only last so long in hype and attention. Now that that's completely gone, people see him for the clown he truly is. His presence holds absolutely no weight. He's way too predictable, and the things he does gets old fast. I hope no more high-profile celebrities collaborate with him, especially after seeing that it's not very beneficial either way, because nothing he releases has staying power. My point is, I hope no artists team up with him again and give him any type of clout. The clout that he desperately wants. Just let him fade into oblivion and let 2020 be the last time we hear of him. Jeffree Star. Jeffree Starfish is another celebrity that got his fair share of backlash in 2020, and rightfully so. I remember there was a time in recent history when if you would say anything remotely different than what his army of minions wanted you to say, they would come rushing after you. I think the weirdest thing is when they would tell groups of people who Jeffree Star has been offensive to how to react. Like, for example, you could be like, I don't like Jeffree Star because he said racist stuff, and his fans would come at you saying that he's apologized. And it's just like, you can't police how a group of people who that person has affected reacts to that so-called apology. Now it appears most people are on the right side of history and see through his foolishness. Aside from that, 2020 has been a valid reflection that Jeffree Starfish hasn't changed at all. With all the countless drama and controversy he's been involved in, he is yet another person that needs to be left in 2020. Performative activism. Performative activism is something we've seen a lot of in 2020. Although I don't think it'll stop anytime soon, I do think it's something we could see less of in the future. If a celebrity doesn't label themselves as an activist, I don't expect to see full-blown activism from them. But for the people who wear that activist title proudly, a tweet every time a social issue arises is not activism. And you should not label yourself as an activist if the only time you're talking about a social issue is when the issue is heightened. Expecting celebrities to raise your children. People blaming celebrities for not being a good role model when it's not their job to raise your kids. Sure, it's nice if they would like to take on that role of being a pristine role model, but they don't have to, and they're not responsible for that. Now, this doesn't mean you can't call celebrities out, critique them, or give your opinion, but stop expecting celebrities to raise your children and always be a voice of reason, when we've seen how fucked up celebrities can be. The Grammys. I have a love-hate relationship with the Grammys, and if you watched my videos about them, you would know that. I love seeing my favorite artists get recognized for their incredible work, but also, I don't think heavy importance should be placed on this award show anymore. It shouldn't be a career redefining award, which it has become. Do I think the Grammys are great for entertainment? Yes, but I just don't think they should be held as such a high standard anymore. Not any more than any other award show. Of course it's great for entertainment value and I will still be watching, but the Grammys need to be completely gutted and remodeled if they want to signify the importance again, in my opinion. Pitting female rappers against each other. This is a topic I have revisited a lot, but hopefully with the rise of so many new and fresh female rap talent, it finally falls flat. I'm not saying you can't compare one artist to another, because every artist gets compared to someone, whether male or female. It happens to female artists a lot in general, but it's embedded into hip-hop culture. Every time a new female rapper comes, the media instantly makes it out to be beef, or that the new female rapper is taking a veteran's crown. Hip-hop is naturally a very competitive and braggadocious genre. That's what makes it so exciting. But the women can coexist without it always being a bid for someone else's crown. Stupid trigger warnings. Trigger warnings are very useful and valid, but there are some trends I've seen going around, especially on TikTok, where people try to make like lunch trigger warnings a thing. You do not need to post a trigger warning if you are sharing a picture of your lunch. It honestly just desensitizes the entire point of trigger warnings, and it makes people not want to take it serious when they are actually needed for the proper reasons. Deluxe albums are entirely different albums. Lil Uzi Vert famously did this with his past 2 releases. I'm not really a fan of this new rising trend. Obviously, it's a great streaming tactic for the artist, but why label it as a deluxe when it is completely different songs, completely different vibe, completely different story, not a reissue, and when the albums just have no similarities at all. It's just 2 different projects, so it should be marketed that way. Gross trends on TikTok. Now I think the app itself is a good platform, especially for smaller creators. It gets a bit of a harsh rep, but it's a good platform for smaller and younger new talent to break through, so I can't hate on that aspect. However, there are tons of gross trends on this app that people will participate in to gain a following. Apparently there's a large group of people on this app that love to pretend to be gay, and it just goes without saying that it's wrong. Lizzo hate. Lizzo is a big girl. I once said she was the biggest star in the world, literally, and she has embraced being a big girl. So I feel like constantly using it against her or trying to drag her for her weight is tiring. One thing I admire about Lizzo is she is truly unapologetic. Sure, some people might find her annoying, and they have every right to, but constantly insulting her because of her weight is just not right. Lizzo doesn't use her body any more or any less than any other female entertainer that embraces their body, in my opinion. Also, Lizzo shouldn't be the topic of conversation every time the topic of weight, body, or eating habits come up. Lizzo is an artist. Yes, she embraces being a big girl, but her sole talent should be a primary focus. Blaming your behavior on your zodiac sign. I've seen this happen a lot in 2020. I understand the attraction with astrology and zodiac signs, but don't let it get to your head to the point where you become delusional. Your zodiac sign is not the reason for your poor behavior. You are.
So fun fact, if you're ever working for a business, a corporate business, and my mask is on, and yet you tell me to pull my mask up, first of all this part of my face sweats profusely for whatever reason. So really, I get the biggest attitude in the world because I'm drenched. My mask is technically on, yet it's just not good enough for you guys. This is not doing anything, okay? Coronavirus can go through your eye sockets, they can go through your ears. If it's really like an airborne thing, like that whole pull your mask up, it really gets me hot. Yeah, and for all of you guys in my DMs that's taking this way too serious, it's just a personal issue that I have. I'm an Aquarius. I don't like rules. It's a lot that goes on with me.
Imagine doing something terrible or just not following necessary rules and you blame it on your zodiac sign. It's such a lame way to not take accountability.